look at the SDG set to be achieved by 2030, it is truly very disappointing that it is not progressing as satisfactorily as we, the mankind, originally expected. But there are several reasons. I think for SDG to be achieved, you need to have peace, you need to promote development, you need to have the whole world united under the United Nations and moving more or less in the same direction. However, it is truly very sad to see that the world is not behaving like that. So rather than blaming the SDG set for 2030, we need to reflect. We need to blame ourselves, the countries involved, and the lack of international cooperation, and the lack of the will of moving in the same direction. Now, in this regard, I think China stands out as a shining example because by 2020, China already eliminated abject poverty as a phenomenon in China. Of course, there are still huge income disparities among the Chinese people because the population is very big, 1.4 billion, spreading out across a huge landmass, etc. So we have a lot of job to do to promote more equality of income and wealth among the people in China. And also, China is really fast doing its job in promoting international cooperation across the board with many countries. And I think in this regard, the Belt and Road Initiative, originally initiated by China, is a major part of the global effort to achieve SDG because all these things are interconnected. You are talking about elimination of poverty. You are talking about creating jobs. You are talking about providing more care for the disadvantaged people. And then climate change is very much, a part of this whole global effort. I think this is the time for us to reflect and blame our own shortcomings and incompetence, in a sense, not for the purpose of blaming ourselves, but to redouble our efforts to make sure that the goals set for 2030 under SDG can be realistically achieved, and any delay or procrastination on the behalf of countries involved, especially developed countries, in helping the developing countries in the world, need to really be corrected. And we move forward with new dedication and commitment to achieve these goals, because these goals are so well defined and they are really meant for a better world and for mankind for many generations to come, because we do not want to live in a divided world with huge disparity of income and wealth and distribution of wealth among the people in different parts of the world. The gap between the developed world and the developing world really need to be narrowed as quickly as possible.